Ice Cube leans back on that South Central porch, about to deliver the line that would define a generation. "By Felicia," he says, dismissing Angela Means with a wave. The line was completely improvised. These are 18 hidden details in Friday you completely missed. Number 18. Friday was not supposed to exist. Ice Cube had just walked away from NWA, burning every industry bridge on his way out the door. New Line Cinema saw an opportunity to make what executives internally called their urban experiment. The studio allocated $3.5 million, a fraction of the typical $20 million comedy budget in 1995. Director F. Gary Gray, making his feature debut, had never managed a crew larger than 12 people. Producer Patricia Charbonnet fought for additional funding but was denied. Notice how few cars appear in any shot because the production could not afford traffic control permits. They shot guerrilla style between actual South Central traffic. Friday earned $28 million domestic, becoming a cultural phenomenon New Line never anticipated. Number 17. The neighborhood was not a set. F. Gary Gray insisted on shooting at 126th Street in Hawthorne, an actual South Central location where gang activity dictated daily schedules. Neighbors received $50 per day to stay inside during filming, not for privacy, but for safety. Real gang members appear as extras throughout the film, a deliberate choice Gray made for authenticity despite studio objections. Location manager Kokai Ampa negotiated with local residents for 3 weeks before shooting began. Watch the background carefully during porch scenes. Those residents watching from windows are not actors performing concerned neighbor blocking. LAPD officers monitored from unmarked cars parked at both street corners. The production insurance policy included a $500,000 liability clause specifically for gang-related incidents. Number 16. Chris Tucker's entire performance cost New Line $10,000. That is less than the film's catering budget. Tucker, then a struggling stand-up comedian, signed a SAG minimum contract with no back-end participation. When Friday became a cultural phenomenon, Tucker's agents tried renegotiating. The studio offered $500,000 for Next Friday 3 years later. Tucker demanded $2 million, walking away from the franchise that made him famous. Mike Epps replaced him, creating continuity chaos the sequels never resolved. Costume designer Sean Barton assembled Smokey's entire wardrobe for $12,500. Tucker's paycheck was worth less than the costume he wore. He never forgot that insult, and Hollywood paid attention when he started commanding $20 million per picture by 2001. Number 15. The substance was not real, but Chris Tucker's illness was. Friday's prop department mixed oregano with tobacco to create fake joints that photographed convincingly. Tucker actually smoked the mixture between takes, not realizing tobacco content would make him sick. Watch his bathroom scene carefully because that coughing is not acting. It is genuine nausea Tucker could not control. Ice Cube refused to smoke anything on camera. Prop master Ronald Lehman confirmed Cube never touched his lips to the prop joint. Notice the close-ups during porch scenes. Cube never has smoke actually in his mouth. F. Gary Gray used precise editing to create visual illusion. Tucker's commitment created an authentic stoner performance. Cube's refusal forced creative cinematography that accidentally made Craig seem more controlled than Smokey. Number 14. Ice Cube wrote Friday's script in 2 weeks during the ugliest period of his post-NWA fallout. The original title was The Tightest Day, slang implying a perfect 24 hours where nothing goes wrong. Studio focus groups hated it. White test audiences could not parse the slang. Executives forced the name change to Friday, generic enough for broad appeal. Cube based Debo on a real South Central bully from his childhood, a neighborhood enforcer everyone feared but nobody reported. Co-writer DJ Pooh helped refine the character's dialogue. The original script ended with Debo dying from Craig's punch. New Line vetoed it immediately. Test screening reports show audiences wanted catharsis, not tragedy. F. Gary Gray shot the death ending anyway, but studio executives never allowed it into any cut. Number 13. Friday's theatrical cut contains 242 instances of profanity. The original script contained 312. The MPAA forced 38 specific dialogue cuts to avoid an NC-17 rating that would kill the film's commercial viability. New Line's standards department removed every homophobic slur Ice Cube originally included. The director's cut, released years later, restored 6 minutes of censored language. Sound editor Michael Hilkeen spent weeks re-recording sanitized dialogue in post-production. Watch confrontation scenes carefully and notice awkward audio dubbing. Those moments reveal ADR, where actors re-recorded lines, their mouth movements no longer matching sanitized dialogue. F. Gary Gray fought every cut, arguing authenticity demanded uncomfortable language. According to Gray's DVD commentary, "We were making art about real people using real words and the system made us lie." Number 12. Debo's iconic red beach cruiser was stolen from set overnight during week 2 of production. Production designer Keith Brian Burns drove to Big 5 Sporting Goods the next morning and bought an identical replacement for $89. Tommy Tiny Lister rode the second bike between takes, enjoying the prop's authenticity. That bike was also stolen, vanishing from the equipment truck during lunch on day 14. Transportation coordinator James Mitchell chained the third replacement directly to the grip truck. Watch carefully during different scenes and the bike's serial number changes. The continuity error is visible in 4K transfers, revealing which footage came from which replacement bike. 3 identical props, 2 thefts, 1 continuity mistake nobody noticed until high-definition home video made frame-by-frame analysis possible. Number 11. John Witherspoon's bathroom monologue. "Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen" was not in the script. Gray kept the camera rolling during what was supposed to be a simple coverage shot. Witherspoon improvised for 8 minutes straight while the crew tried not to laugh. Ice Cube's reverse shot shows him breaking character, genuine laughter he could not suppress. Studio executives wanted the scene cut entirely during editing. Editor John Carter fought to keep the improvisation. Their notes called it too long, no plot advancement, kills momentum. Gray argued the scene revealed family dynamics the script never explicitly stated. Test audiences rated it the highest scoring moment in the entire film. According to Carter's interview, sometimes the best filmmaking is just letting talented people do their thing. Number 10. Bernie Mac shot a full day as Pastor Clever, a church friend of Willie Jones who appears in a deleted subplot about Craig's mother pressuring him to get religion. The rough cut ran 2 hours and 18 minutes, far too long for a comedy. Gray cut the entire church sequence to tighten pacing. Mac's footage, totaling approximately 14 minutes, was lost in a New Line vault fire in 1997 that destroyed numerous unreleased materials. Only 4 minutes survive in black and white workprint form, visible in the Blu-ray deleted scenes section. Assistant editor Suzanne Hines preserved the workprint fragments. Mac's performance reportedly stole every scene he appeared in, but the subplot stopped momentum. Gray's DVD commentary notes, "Bernie was brilliant, but sometimes you have to kill your darlings." Number 9. Chris Tucker was hospitalized during production with severe dehydration caused by wearing multiple shirt layers in August heat. Hawthorne temperatures exceeded 105 degrees Fahrenheit during the 3-week shoot. Tucker wore 3 shirts simultaneously to create the illusion of a skinnier frame. Gray wanted Smokey to look physically diminished compared to Craig's more solid build. Tucker collapsed twice, once during a take and once during lunch on day 8. Set medic David Ramirez stayed on set for the remainder of filming. Watch sweat patterns carefully across different scenes and you will notice continuity errors where Tucker's outer shirt changes between shots, evidence of wardrobe being stripped off and replaced as Tucker overheats. Tucker requested hospital discharge the same day because he feared being replaced. Number 8. Ice Cube filled Friday with hidden NWA references, visual Easter eggs only insiders would recognize. The red car Craig leans against in multiple scenes was the same Chevrolet model that appears in the Straight Outta Compton music video. Cube wears a black Raiders hat throughout the entire film, Eazy-E's signature piece, worn here as either tribute or territorial reclamation. By Felicia was originally written as By Bitch, but MPAA censorship forced the change that accidentally created a catchphrase. Cinematographer Jerry Lively framed shots to avoid clear views of the Raiders logo. Notice Cube's hat never gets removed in any scene because a contract dispute with Logo Athletic over unauthorized usage meant the prop could not be clearly filmed. Background posters include Priority Records albums, Cube's label rival. Number 7. Debo's Chrome 44 Magnum revolver belonged to Ronald Lehman's personal collection. It was not registered as production property, a violation of LAPD location permit requirements. On day 12, during a routine permit inspection, police confiscated the weapon. Lehman was cited for illegal firearm possession on a film set and received a $5,000 fine plus 30 days probation. Production immediately switched to an airsoft replica for remaining scenes. Armorer Michael Papak sourced the replacement overnight. Watch the gun's barrel carefully during the porch confrontation versus the final fight sequence because the barrel width changes noticeably. The Chrome 44 has a larger bore in early scenes. The airsoft replacement is visibly narrower. Gray's DVD commentary admits, "We got caught with an illegal gun and had to improvise." Number 6. Angela Means received $522 for her day's work as Felicia SAG minimum scale for a supporting role with under 5 lines. New Line never told her the By Felicia dismissal would become a cultural phenomenon. When the phrase exploded as an internet meme in 2009, Means requested compensation for what had become her defining career moment. New Line refused, citing her contract's standard buyout clause covering all future usage. Casting director Robbie Reed had originally suggested Means for a larger role. Means tried pivoting to other roles but found herself typecast. In a 2020 interview, Means stated, "That line ruined my career. I got typecast, then forgot." She opened a vegan restaurant in 2015 and quit acting entirely. Number 5. The neighborhood hated the production. Residents complained to Hawthorne city officials that Friday's crew blocked driveways for 16+ hours daily, trapped cars, and disrupted normal life. One homeowner, whose fence was damaged by a production van backing up, filed a lawsuit demanding $50,000. New Line settled for $15,000 plus an unusual concession because the homeowner received an associate producer credit. Check the end credits carefully. The name appears among actual crew members. Kokai Ampa negotiated the settlement. F. Gary Gray hired neighborhood teenagers as production assistants specifically to maintain peace with frustrated locals. Watch background extras carefully, and the same faces appear repeatedly because locals were curious about the Hollywood circus disrupting their block, not hired extras. Number 4. Tommy "Tiny" Lister is legally blind, a real medical condition he has managed since childhood. He could not see blocking marks during fight choreography. During rehearsal for the climactic confrontation, Lister missed his cue for a pull punch and actually knocked Ice Cube unconscious. Cube was hospitalized for 4 hours with a concussion, returning to set the same day against medical advice. The final fight scene used stunt coordinator Jeff Dashnaw wearing Cube's clothes for wide shots where the punch actually lands. Watch close-ups carefully during the fight sequence because Cube's left eye is visibly swollen despite heavy makeup coverage applied. The injury is noticeable in 4K transfers. Lister apologized repeatedly, but Gray kept the intensity Lister brought to Debo's physicality. Number 3. New Line executives demanded a darker ending for Friday's first test screening. The version audiences saw in July 1995 had Smokey overdosing on Big Worm's product, Craig quitting smoking, then fading to black. Test audience response cards reveal brutal honesty, depressing, ruined the whole movie. Why did they do that? Multiple viewers walked out during the credits. Ice Cube threatened to buy the film back from New Line. Patricia Charbonnet supported the original ending. The compromise was Smoky Lives. The neighborhood celebrates freeze frame ending, but New Line extracted revenge. Tucker's contract was structured, so sequel participation required studio approval. Marketing executive Mark Ordesky oversaw the contract negotiations. When Tucker demanded more money for next Friday, New Line simply refused to approve his involvement. Number 2. Faison Love's Big Worm was based on an actual substance dealer operating on 126th Street during the 1990s. The real Big Worm visited the set on day 5 after hearing his nickname and reputation were being used without permission. He threatened a lawsuit. New Line paid a $25,000 settlement and agreed to change specific details. The original script specified a white Cadillac matching the real dealer's vehicle. Transportation coordinator James Mitchell sourced the green Chevrolet Impala replacement. Gary Gray included the real Big Worm in one background shot as part of the settlement. Notice the ice cream scene. The man in the red shirt watching from a porch was the actual Big Worm, paid $1,000 for a silent cameo. Number 1. Ice Cube signed away sequel control to secure New Line's budget approval. The contract, structured as a producer-for-hire agreement rather than creator rights deal, gave New Line ownership of the entire Friday universe through 2045. When Cube tried developing Last Friday in 2012, he discovered he could not proceed without studio permission. New Line demanded creative control, and Cube refused to surrender. Executive producer Michael DeLuca structured the original deal. Chris Tucker's refusal to return combined with rights issues created a 12-year stalemate. In 2023, Ice Cube reportedly bought back the franchise rights for an undisclosed 8-figure sum. Watch the end credits carefully. The copyright notice reads, New Line Cinema owns rather than standard creator attribution, evidence of the contractual trap Cube signed in 1995. Friday hides studio battles, stolen props, and hospitalized actors inside every frame. Ice Cube fought for creative control, while New Line profited from his vision. Chris Tucker nearly died in 105-degree heat. Angela Means earned $522 for the line that typecast her career. Which hidden detail surprised you most, and what film should we open next?